Saturday Morning Samoflange. I'm Matt.
You know that? What's that? That aroma? Ooh, I'm still
What The Rock is cooking?
I'm still on last week's podcast.
I'm telling you what, that was a fun podcast.
It was fun. I'm just excited because I'm eating candy right now because I got some aroma.
We do have
candy from the candy bowl.
We did
with all the dead skin cells in it. From the
Shut your mouth.
Arizona Superstore of
awesome.
death. Yes.
Want to go back?
I want to go. You made me want to go. I want to go visit this place.
Is this one of your U.S. destinations?
Hey, there you go.
Hey.
Here we are. There's your crossover tie-in.
Okay, hold on. In this one, I'm going to say 1.
You think?
So you got to say 0 or 2.
Okay. So our topic this week
is USA destinations.
Of America. Destinations.
Yes.
And you actually think we have crossover?
I think we have 1.
Oh, my word.
U.S.
I gotta go with a 0 then.
That's fine. That's fair. Okay.
I can see where you would do 1 now that I think about it. So, but yeah.
Okay, so it could be city, place, or state.
I don't know where you have been.
And that's the thing.
So are we talking about places we've already been?
And here's the thing. I'm talking about places I want to go.
Okay, same.
Now,
that's how I made
places I haven't been. I'm doing haven't been.
Yeah, same. Well,
because have been. Oh no, that's fine. That's fair. That's fair.
We've got
have been would be different for me. Do not say it. Well, no, never mind. Let's just go. Let's go. Five. Do 5. Do 5. Yeah, we're gonna ruin too much here.
You said 1. I said 0. I went 0.
Yes, you went 0.
I don't think we're gonna have 2.
That's fine.
So my number 5. Should I go first? Or
go.
Or
yeah, go ahead.
You can have the final top spot.
Well, you may spoil one of mine. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Because I went 5 last time.
I think my number 5 is. That's the one that I was telling you just before we started recording.
It was just something you threw on there.
I just threw it on there. And
what is it?
It's Alaska. Just because. It's so far away. And I've been to Canada. I lived in Canada for 2 years. Like northern Canada.
Yeah.
For a while. I've been through extreme cold. What's the coldest temperature you've ever lived through? Do you know?
Well, I mean, it was 22 here once. Remember that? Year?
Positive,
19?
Like above 0?
Yeah. Remember? It was during Mardi Gras. F that. I hated it. 19 that night, and we had to go out for Mardi Gras. F that.
All right. So 22 degrees above 0 is the coldest
nasty.
You've ever experienced in your life? Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I can't. Well, I was up in Baltimore, but I doubt it was that cold. It could have been down to teens.
Probably that cold when you were in Baltimore.
February in Baltimore.
Yeah,
probably
when you were
so.
Doing that construction gig.
I almost died.
Yeah.
Okay, but you've been through cold weather.
Yeah.
You love North Dakota. Would you visit? Is that on your list?
I did not love North Dakota, and I did love Canada. However,
did you have hell above North Dakota on places you'd love to visit?
Here's the thing. Well, I don't want to crap on North Dakota like all of North Dakota. It's got its moments. I mean, it's got.
There's no one from North Dakota that listens. You can go ahead and crap on North Dakota.
No, I mean, it's got its things that are good about it, I think. It's fine.
I don't remember you saying a single one of them when I talked to you on the phone.
I'm not going to say them out loud, but, but I'm sure there are some. I just can't think of them most of the time.
But Alaska,
I want to go see just for the, I guess, the purity of it. Like, Canada is gorgeous, and it's just so open, and you know, when it's that cold, you don't live spread out like we do here. Here, everything's sprawled out. You've got a lot of little towns in between the big towns, like consistently. And up there, it's so cold. You die if you live out by yourself.
True.
Else. So everyone lives in a city. The farthest city I lived in was way up north in Fort St. John, British Columbia, which is it's halfway to Alaska. And if you look at how big Canada is, that's really saying something. Just saying I was halfway to Alaska because people cross the border into Calgary and they say, "Oh, I'm so happy." Like they get the big RV they're driving around. Say, "I'm so happy we finally made it to Canada. We're almost to Alaska." And, you just kind of chuckle. You're like, "Oh, lady, start over." Just imagine you're in Texas.
Hit the reset button again. You got a long way to go.
You got a long way to go because it's gigantic.
You know, Rick Miller lives in Alaska, I think.
No, I don't know who that is.
Oh, he was theater. He must have been after you.
Okay. So, Canada is amazing, and it's so beautiful, and it's just the wilderness, and it's natural, and I think the environment part of it, I really want to see the purity.
So naturally, Alaska would be part of, it's up in that same region, so it had that same beauty.
I just looked it up. I did the Celsius to Fahrenheit conversion, because in Canada they use the Celsius scale.
So what's the
coldest I had ever experienced in Canada was a negative 103 degrees Fahrenheit. Which is minus 75 Celsius.
No, thank you.
And I do remember that day. It was minus 75, and they had an alert, a warning on the news that said, any exposed skin, including your eyeballs, will freeze in 1 minute. Like 5 to 3 minutes, you will have frozen eyes.
Why do you want
to? Tips of your ears will freeze, and the tips of your fingers and your nose.
Why do you want to live in this place?
I never look. That's a whole other conversation.
Okay, yeah, okay. But anyway, Alaska is your number 5.
But I mean, I've been through the cold, and so like 22 degrees here is just like laughable. But I mean, I get it. You don't want to have it on Mardi Gras.
Gotcha.
So, but anyway, yes. Right. So Alaska is my number 5.
All right,
that was a very long, drawn out
for a number 5
description for a crappy throwaway number 5. But that's why.
My number 2. First crossover.
It is not.
Shut up.
Alaska?
It
is not.
Yes.
Why?
Yes. Oh, I told you, Rick was doing videos, and I just always wanted to do it, and I'd love to see him in the summer.
I thought you said he lived in Canada.
He lives in Alaska. No, he lives in Alaska.
Okay.
And he did videos about what it was like living in Alaska. Now, in the winter, screw that. But in the summer, I'd go visit. Well, it looks beautiful.
It depends
for
on
all the nature you said.
To the ocean as well, because it makes a big difference at how close you are to the water.
I don't know, but aren't all those cities off the coast? I don't know. That's a lie.
A lot of them you don't.
Because he lives in one of the small little towns. Sure. But so anyway,
not Anchorage, capital. But
wow, what? I did not see that crossover happening. We could get 2 now.
We easily could get 2.
All right, so my number 5 is definitely not on yours. Wasn't on mine until yesterday.
What?
Because
this what sparked the conversation or the
yeah, topic? and you're. Look. You will tell me if this doesn't count or not.
Okay.
It is a U.S. territory.
Puerto Rico?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me.
My buddy's stationed out there.
I would love to go to Puerto Rico.
He's trapped right now because unvaccinated can't travel.
Oh my gosh! I didn't even think about that.
And he's kind of his family's there with him, but they're kind of like, dang, we wish we could go home and visit everyone. Wow. But then I see a video. He made a video just for fun about what they were doing for Christmas. And they're, because it's warm, they're surfing. His little 9-year-old knows how to surf.
Yeah, man.
He flies helicopters. That's what he does.
Puerto Rico?
I mean, it's
a beautiful place. I'm going to eat this Reese cup.
No, go ahead. What he was showing in that video is like, I want to go there. So his little promo sold me. So
no, I worked with a guy in New Orleans who was from Puerto Rico. It is gorgeous. It is gorgeous.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I think it's sort of twice.
It's a mystery or what is it called? Like a lost treasure.
Maybe. Twice they voted down being our 51st state.
I did not know that.
They've had 2 votes for it, I believe.
Why
both times
they rejected?
I don't know. They like remaining as a U.S. territory. I don't know. As a state, they have to pay state taxes. I don't know what it is. I don't know. But they've had chances to be the 51st state.
I did not know that.
But I think you don't need a passport to go to Puerto Rico anyway, though. So
I don't know.
So it's like the Virgin Islands.
Couldn't
right? I don't know. Anyway, all right. So number 4 for you.
That I should. That would be a good one to go to, though.
Would be. See that. Number 4 for you.
Number 4 is my generalized one that I was talking about.
Yes.
Because I have been to New York City before.
Mm-hmm.
However, the topic of our podcast is destination.
Okay.
So, as I was fleshing the list out, I was thinking, I've been to New York City. I've been to Broadway. I've been to 54 Below. I've been to Central Park. However, I've never done the touristy stuff, the other touristy stuff. I've never been to the Statue of Liberty. The museums.
The library from Ghostbusters.
The library from Ghostbusters, clearly.
No, I know what you mean. The Empire State Building. The
Yankee Stadium. Things like that.
Met Stadium.
Met Stadium, stuff like that. That's what I mean.
There's a lot to see.
I haven't
and you like pizza.
Hey.
A lot of pizza there.
Like, I lived in New Orleans for a while, which is a touristy town.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of got anti-touristy stuff when I was living there. Because it was there's such a second-rateness to a lot of the places that cater to the tourists. And I say that with a harsh tone, because if you ask anybody who's a local in a tourist town, because number one moneymaker in New Orleans is the shipping industry. All the ports and how much money they make coming in and out of that port is astronomical.
Yeah.
Number 2 is tourism. And so COVID in particular has just been devastating for New Orleans and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, but touristy places, like locals will put their nose up in a heartbeat. Like, oh, this place is, built around tourists.
Right.
And it generally is. Like, it's a much lower class. It's a much lower bar because for a lot of tourists, they just don't know any better.
Yeah.
So the locals can never go there. And I don't know. I kind of learned a lot about that stuff and I'm not saying that the snobbery of it all, but I just noticed the difference in the quality of service and the food and the just the way
well,
things
it's
are
a big
kept
city.
up.
Yeah, everything's
and
bigger.
Right, and New York is a big city, and it's got a lot of touristy stuff.
Yeah,
and I think that's one of the only places I would want to go to do touristy stuff. There are a lot of tourist destinations in the world, but I really don't like being a tourist. I don't like being around other tourists. I don't like.
But here it's different
having
because
to go
it's
in groups.
Yeah.
To things, I think the only exception to that was I would like to go on another cruise, like with a bunch of other tourists, and go down to Puerto Rico or Mexico or something like that on a cruise. That's fine, but going someplace where touristy things happen, like there's a lot of
right.
No, I'm not doing that. However, my number 4 destination would probably be all of those New York City, just the super famous highlights, like you said, the Ghostbusters Library, things like that.
Well, my number 1.
No, it is not.
2 crossover. We are 2 for 2
we
right
never
now.
Do more than
How is this happening?
Okay, wait a minute.
2.
So
that was the one I thought we both had.
In general?
Yes. I mean,
have you
Met Stadium. No, I've never been to New York.
Have you? You're like
the one time I know when my whole family went, I had to work and couldn't go.
Oh my God.
So I'm the only one. My brother lived up there for years too, and so I never
did it.
Never went.
Oh my God.
Megan went up for a week.
Oh my gosh.
But I couldn't go because I had to work.
Now you're just down here buying houses and having children and
never going to New York ever again. So yeah. Wow, 2 crossover. Okay, this one I know you don't have.
Okay.
Because this is a certain place I want to see. The Redwood Forest, obviously indoor.
Look, that's an honorable mention of mine. I'm not even kidding. We have 2.5.
Shut up.
2.5 crossover.
Okay.
And here's why it was an honorable mention.
Why was it an honorable mention?
And the reason I didn't put it on there is because I lived so close to it for so long, and because I lived in Oregon.
Yeah.
And it's in Northern California, and I never went.
You never went?
I never went to it. And
I would love to go because not just, I mean, yes, Return. I mean,
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi, of course.
Yeah.
But those trees are huge, and that's not fake. And just looking at huge redwood trees, that would be insane.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see. Doesn't they have a tunnel? Didn't they tunnel through one?
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see that.
There.
That's yeah. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see the forest.
To drive through a tree.
Yeah, I'd love to see the forest. I'd love to see that. So that's my number 4 easily.
That's a good one
because of that.
I that is one of my biggest regrets about not, because I lived in Oregon and my company that I worked for was in Northern California, and I would drive down fairly regularly.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's probably why I didn't go, just because anytime I was making that trip,
you thought you could always do it.
Yeah, it was.
I understand.
It was a work trip, and it was just always kind of just there. And
that's fair.
Did, and so that's on me. But
all right, number 3. Mm-hmm. Let's see if we can have 3 crossover
this
here.
This is starting to blow my mind a little bit. We've never had this many crossovers.
Not in a while. But go for it. And for U.S. destinations, there's a billion U.S. destinations
There's a million
here.
other places we could go in the United States. It's a big place. Like, it's a really big country. Have you ever seen that website, Actual Size Of, with the different countries? So you know how when we have our world maps, and Greenland looks gigantic.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's this huge swath up there. But the sizes of countries is distorted because of the way we do our latitude and longitude and the way the Earth is shaped, etc. So to make a flat map out of a globe, basically, the maps all get distorted. So countries that look monstrous, like Greenland is barely the size of some of the countries in Africa. It's like if you took from Texas, from the Rio Grande, Texas and Mexico, the Greenland would only stretch up to maybe Montana. Like it's the height of the United States.
Wow.
But it's really not that big. It's not gigantic like it looks. And so you can go to that website. I'm pretty sure it's called Actual Size Of.
Mm-hmm.
And you can type in Greenland, and then you can drag the country all over the world and compare it to see how big it is. So you can drag it over the United States or over
and
Russia
see how much
else. Right. And it's not as big as it looks. The United States and Australia are about the same size. Russia is actually really freaking big. Things like that.
Okay.
So the United States
Actual
is
size
really big.
There you go.
But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Number 3, same as mine, I'm guessing.
Washington, D.C.
Okay, why Washington, D.C.?
Okay, to see essentially the Capitol monuments, the Smithsonian, really just the big
lots of sites in Washington, D.C.
The Constitution,
White House,
the White House, things like that. Like it's not for any political reason; it's really the same kind of reason, like the touristy stuff I was talking about in New York. But it's different, I think, and the reason I ranked it higher than New York is that the New York part feels much more like a frivolous sort of thing.
Gotcha.
I could live the rest of my life. I'm an American. I'm gonna be my whole life most likely.
Good to hear.
And I want to see that stuff that made the country what it is, and just be able to see the history of it.
Capital of the country.
Basically for that. And then I almost took a job in the Pentagon once, and I almost moved there. And so I researched a lot of the
ins and outs
and stuff like that. And unfortunately, there are not a lot of ins and outs, and the traffic in DC is miserable. And that's one of the reasons I didn't move there.
Old town.
I mean, that's what I hear. So it's just that's the number one reason people hate it there. It's the traffic. It's just atrocious, which is one of my number one pet peeves. But we can cover that in another podcast on Saturday. Oh, wait, not yet.
Not yet.
Really on number 3. So anyway, DC. It is not third crossover. It is
Mine
not. It is not.
It
is not.
Hawaii!
God.
Is Hawaii on yours?
Yeah, it is.
Shut up, is it?
It's my number 1.
3!
I should have gone high.
When was the last time we've had
We
this?
have never had a 3 crossover, ever.
A 3 crossover.
Ever.
It's like solid.
Out of the entire United States of America.
Insane. Okay.
This is preposterous.
It's a tropical paradise.
Hey.
My sister's been. I have never been.
Bring me a pina colada.
And I mean, and it just looks beautiful.
Put some pineapple on my pizza. Let's do this.
And that is incredible. That is incredible. That's both of ours.
It's my number 1, and part of the reason is because of what we talked about last week with the scents and the smells and everything else about the ocean breeze.
Yes.
And how that was up there. It's like everywhere. But
so, it looks everywhere you look looks like a postcard.
Right. And I hear that a friend who lived there for a couple of years, and it's just magnificent. It's magnificent.
My sister went. She said the food amazing. She said the things you can do, the experiences amazing. The scenery amazing. The beaches, perfect 10, perfect sand, perfect blue colored beach. And she said there on the last day before they had to leave and cried because she did not want to leave.
I believe it.
Because she was just in love with Hawaii.
And my dad says that still to this day. Like, he was in the Navy and traveled all over the world. He still says absolutely the best place I've ever been. I want to go back.
That's
Hawaii.
In the world. In the world.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just incredible. So,
wow. Yeah, number 1.
Now that I think about it, that's another.
And it's kind of cliche.
Destination.
It is because
right?
I don't know if there's any. I'm sure there's one person who's going to say something in the comments below, but I didn't pick Hawaii. A lot of people would. I think like a majority of people would put Hawaii in a top 5.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that's a very and New York. To be fair, New York would be another one I think people would put in a lot.
Why did you not?
Yeah.
Is there a reason why you wouldn't put Hawaii in the top 5?
And also, folks, you can always give us your top 5.
Yeah, I would love
in the comments below.
Why wouldn't anyone want to go to Hawaii? Like, why would you not?
I know. No. Okay, I'll give you a reason why. I thought about this.
Okay.
I thought about this because when I said everyone, no, if you live on a beach, you probably don't want to go to an island surrounded by beaches.
Touché.
Now, that doesn't mean that someone in Florida sticks their nose up at a trip to Hawaii. They probably want to go to Hawaii, a lot of Floridians. But I can see someone saying, I live by a beach. I don't want to go in vacation at another beach, even if it's an island. They want to go to something that's vastly different from what they see.
And Mardi Gras. When it's not minus 20.
That's right.
When it's not 22 degrees.
They want to go to Colorado. Oh, crap. Honorable mention. Is that where the hotel is from Shining? Where's that located?
It's two places. It's the exterior and the interior.
Where's the exterior?
The interior is in Oregon, and I've been there.
Shut up! Really?
Yeah, I have been to that hotel, and it's really cool.
Wow! So the exterior is why'd they do that? He liked the look of the exterior.
The way it looks, yeah. And I can't remember where the exterior is, but
I thought that was in Colorado.
I think you're right. It is Colorado, and Oregon is the interior.
Interesting.
Yeah. Wow.
Interesting.
Pretty neat.
Okay, did not know that. But yeah, okay, then never mind. Let me just, since that's in 2 different locations, then no.
Forget Colorado now.
Screw those people.
Is Shining one of your favorite movies?
No, but staying in that hotel would be.
Yeah, that would be
freak
cool.
Megan.
Would you totally?
Megan would never. Megan would never.
You would do it just to make.
Megan would run. Yes, she'd be sleeping outside in the car.
Outside, absolutely.
She would never do it.
I almost got stranded at that hotel actually. It started to snow and just being nonchalant and not having any understanding of snow, being from Louisiana, and everybody else just packed up and left. We stayed and played in the snow with our friends for like an hour, and we slid down the hills and built snowmen and everything else. And it was only after we were done. We realized, man, why did everybody leave? It's because we were all blocked in, like we would have been blocked in. And if we'd have waited like 10 more minutes, we were done because we couldn't get the car out of the parking lot because we didn't stay at we didn't have a room at the hotel.
Oh no!
So we had to get out, and just pure luck that snowplow came up to the hill and saw us, and then like signaled to me, and then said, "Follow me down the hill." And that's the only way we got down the hills, because we literally followed the snowplow down, and that was it. Wow. And if we'd have stayed up there any longer, we'd have been stuck and had to like rent a room. I don't know if we would have had a room.
Wow!
So it was cool.
Wow!
It was not cool, but it was cool after the fact. It's one of those things that could have been very not cool.
All right, what is the last one? This is crazy. What is number 2?
Boston, because and really just mainly because of the preface is that I've been to the majority of the United States. I've traveled to almost every state.
Yeah, you have gone a lot of places.
Northeast I have not been to. Like, I've been to New York and a few other places, but I've never been to Boston, and I've never really spent any time in D.C. at all. And I've never been to the Northeast. That's the only part of the country I haven't been to. And honestly, it's because of the movie National Treasure. I'm not going to lie. Mm-hmm. So, like, all the stuff in National Treasure, and including the stuff in D.C. that I was just talking about and all that, really, that's what I want to see. I want to see the Liberty Bell and all the stuff with Benjamin Franklin and blah, 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 blah. Yep. All the American history. I really want to see the American history just once. Before I go. I don't want to live there. No. I just want to see it.
Megan went to Boston after the girls were born for a week, and loved it.
And everybody says that. And everybody I know
she wants to go back.
Everyone I know who lives in Boston hates it. Everyone who I know who's visited Boston thinks it's phenomenal. Yeah. So I want to visit.
There you go. So real quick, we can talk about these other ones because we got a little bit.
Cover all of yours?
You got one and two. We sniped each other. Yeah, this is wild. So, places that we've already been, obviously Disney World / Universal Studios.
Right. That's a whole list.
That's another list.
Been, for sure.
I mean, Phoenix. We got gypped to have a trip to Phoenix.
We could do a top 5 podcast about like events, like say Mardi Gras, for instance, in New Orleans. That's a big thing that I think everyone should experience, and I have, and it's wonderful. And that would be on probably my top 5.
I don't think I could do, besides Phoenix and Disney World. I mean, Disneyland.
Is there something, some day or time in particular with Disneyland that is like something
good
that happens
choice
at Disneyland or Disney World?
Probably, I would go for late September because they have Halloween,
the big Halloween
and the Epcot World Showcase.
Yeah.
Which I've got to. So end of September, mid-September, whenever the first week of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween.
Right, that's what it is.
That's in the heyday of the World Showcase, and when those moons. When those stars align, that's the best time to go.
Yeah, I totally.
I've been at several different times during Disney World.
Really?
That would be it. Phoenix, it doesn't. I mean, preferably in the winter because it's nice and
not hot,
beautiful over there.
For sure.
My favorite moments were when my boss sent me there for January and February. I didn't come back here till March. I was like, yes, because I basically I could skip winter. One time I did. I worked so much in Phoenix, I skipped winter here, and I was so happy.
Right.
Hardly had to wear a coat ever.
That's fantastic.
I loved my life back then. And we got cheated out when the big ice happened.
Clear, Matt hates his life now.
Miserable. No, I'm kidding. No, but I just loved it. It was a lot of fun. Because I had a lot of, still got a lot of good friends out there.
Sure.
Tom, the gifter of the sound system we're speaking on, is from Phoenix. A good friend of mine.
Thank you, Phoenix.
And I'd love to see him again. Really love to see him again. In fact, that would be one of my destination things because doing a podcast with him is so much fun.
So, would you rather go to a place you've already been and is enjoyable, or one of these top 5?
Well, the reason I picked places I hadn't been to before because that would be nice to go to.
Agreed.
I mean, obviously, here's the thing: when you've been to a place,
like if you don't have kids coming and you don't,
if it's just me, maybe if it's Megan and the kids, then I got to go to somewhere familiar.
Okay,
and we all want to go back to places we're familiar with, but I do love to explore the new. However, if Megan was ever given the choice, it'd be Phoenix over Disney World, probably.
You've got to be joking.
And she would hide the kids out in the desert until I went away so she could live out there.
Conversation about that.
And she loves Phoenix.
Why would she go to Phoenix over Disney World, though?
Any day.
Disney World
day.
Or Disneyland, is there a preference?
Well, Disneyland's only 4 hours away, I think, so it's okay for her. So like the best of both worlds. And then Vegas is only, 3 hours away?
Yeah, but
Vegas may be an honorable
No,
mention.
I've never wanted to go to Vegas.
Never wanted to go to Vegas?
I've been to Vegas. But
there's a lot of shows in Vegas. There may be some stuff to do.
There's some shows.
All those all-you-can-eat super buffets. I'd be interested to see it.
I have never, ever been a fan of casinos.
I don't care about casinos either, but there's much more than casinos there.
Right.
That'd probably be an honorable mention.
I mean,
but
it would be great to see Celine Dion on Saturday.
I'm going to end this podcast right now.
Could you imagine
how
horrible your Saturday would be?
I don't want to do that. You know, Megan, we made it when we were.
Who else has an exclusive contract with Vegas? Just Celine and somebody else.
I don't know. A lot of people do.
Perform in Vegas.
But when we went, because my boss would always send me on my anniversary. I was like, "Are you trying to get me divorced? What is going on here?" And so when I left again, this is like the third or fourth time I'd been gone for our anniversary. I said, "Look." Every once in a while, she'd come out with me. I said, "Come on out." So she was super happy. And I said, "Look, you get a choice. Stay in Phoenix for the week. That weekend, we get to go to either Vegas or Disneyland."
Yeah.
What? Because I think the Monday was a holiday or something, or whatever. I was done with my tour in Phoenix, and then I could do whatever I wanted. So
what
I just
was the choice.
And so she said, "Vegas." I was like, "Great. I want to do Vegas."
Here we go.
And she goes, "Yeah, because Britney Spears is performing, and I want to see Britney Spears."
Are you serious?
And I said, "You know what? I've been thinking about it. Disneyland."
Disneyland sounded really good right now. That's fantastic.
Vegas was a cheaper trip too. I could not do it.
Disneyland.
I could not do it.
Handle Britney.
And the site lead, I remember, was a huge Britney Spears fan too. She went, "Oh, your wife's gonna love it." I went,
"Oh no."
Okay, Sherry. I said, when she gets here, you don't talk to my wife. You don't get near my wife.
You don't make eye contact.
You don't make eye contact with her or say anything.
No, I don't want you in the same room.
But because I was trying, and sure enough, I convinced her to go to Disneyland, but she does not regret it.
Why?
Because
she doesn't regret Disneyland.
She does not regret Disneyland. Not seeing Britney, because when we went there, she went, "You know what? You're right. This was a better idea." I'm like, "Yeah, that's right." But she just realized that Disneyland has a certain different type of magic because it's Walt's original.
It does. It's a different vibe from Disney World.
It is much different vibe. So she enjoyed that, and so but I got out of going to Vegas. But I would have gone if Britney hadn't been playing.
Oh my gosh!
Isn't that right? Wow.
Why do you hate Britney Spears so much?
I just don't want to go to a Britney Spears concert. I don't hate her, but I don't like her.
Top 5 concerts we'd like to go to.
Well, Britney Spears wouldn't be in there.
Top 5 would not be.
Would Celine Dion be in yours?
No, are you kidding me? But I think she was just the first one to sign the big multi-bajillion contract to only perform in.
Oh no, Celine Dion was probably. Well, I mean,
she was one of the first.
Probably one of the first, because I'm sure there were some other ones. Someone's going to say there were some other ones, but I mean,
sure.
What other places that you visited before that you would put on your list that you want to go back?
For other people?
No, for you.
For me?
For you, because I named 2 of mine.
Oh,
do you have 2 places you've been to?
A whole other thing.
Well, see, it's not for me because I'm thinking about it, and I can't think of anything else I picked. Besides, I mean, if you want to pick Disneyland, that'd be 3. But I don't. I mean, a lot of them were conventions I go to.
That's a.
But then that's conventions is its own
different thing.
Convention should be its own thing.
Own world.
That's its own world, and that's its own list.
Agreed.
But see, a lot of mine, besides those 3 destinations, would be conventions. I could fill out with the last 2 conventions, to be honest.
Have you been to a lot of places in the U.S.? Have you been to see a lot of touristy?
But not touristy. Okay. Not touristy. Like I've been to Detroit, but visiting friends.
Okay.
I've been here and there. I mean, I almost put Philadelphia at one point on here just because of the same reason you put D.C. because there's a lot of history there. Plus, I really want
as well.
Boston the same way, but I want to try a real Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean that one.
Yes.
Yeah, that one almost. That would be an honorable mention, I guess.
That's a good point.
Any honorable? I don't know. I mean, I know you barely got your 5th one, so I don't know if there's one.
Like I would love to go back to the Oregon coast. Like that's one of the most beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Like
you enjoyed that.
Oregon is the most beautiful state I've seen in the United States. Like that coast and most of Western Oregon is absolutely number 1 as far as beauty in the United States.
I've been to Portland area, but I've never been out there.
Portland, nah.
No, I know.
I mean, it's great. Astoria, where the Goonies was filmed, everything, beautiful little town, and all the cool little Goonies things are there, and that's a fantastic place. I'd like to see that. But generally, the Oregon coast altogether, I love going to. I haven't been that often, but very much. But to Disneyland, Epcot, like you were saying, Disney World, Epcot, and Florida, and Universal Studios is probably one of my favorite places to go. That park there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I love it.
I'll take Universal over anything else because
I will too. I like it.
Because of the
I
Harry
like it a little
Potter
bit better.
world and the different other franchises they have there.
Yeah,
that WB has.
If it's Universal, it has to be for Christmas. Grinchmas.
Yeah, and the Grinchmas, man. It's
You're
just
right.
down the
Grinch.
road.
It has to be Grinchmas. It
Can't
has to be
not.
Grinchmas.
Exactly.
You can't beat Grinchmas.
So
Dang, that is a good idea.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everyone should experience New Orleans Mardi Gras, like during Mardi Gras season. I think that's phenomenal. Honestly, New Orleans has a lot of great, like Jazz Fest is big in April, and then just one season rolls into another in New Orleans, and it's great. The only season is the off season is July and August because it's just too hot. Like you go outside and you burst into flames. And, you melt, and that's it. So everything gets shut down in July and August, but. Like Christmas rolls into carnival season rolls into festival season, and then festival season rolls into something else. It's
just keeps going.
But it's all so good, and they all have their own special flair. So New Orleans, almost any other time of the year, I love to visit. I would not want to live there again, but I would absolutely go back, even having lived there for several years and seeing the seedy underbelly of it all. And just after I just finished talking about all the tourist traps kind of things that are there, some of it's just still so good. And then the carnival cruises, like taking the cruises from there down to wherever they're showing Saturday Morning Samoflange.